Hello and welcome to Crafting Wellbeing, where we take a creative pause together. I'm Hadriana and we'll be going through this, creating this mini project of the flowers in the vase. What this is a series of many little videos that come along with creating this. If I move this to the side, you'll see that we have completed 4 of the flowers. Today we're going to be doing this one, and the links to all of those are down below. You don't need to go away and do those first. You can literally start from here and then go and jump around and do whichever flower you fancy doing next. Also, if you to color along with this video, what I have is a printout of this image, and it's in the Facebook group, Crafting Wellbeing's Facebook group. If you go down to the comments, you'll see that there is, or the description, you'll see that there is a link to there below. And also there's a video that comes with this, and it tells you also about what you need in terms of completing the whole project, so all the bits and pieces and bobs. What I am using is that I will be using the Ink Lily brush nib pens range. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I will be using some numbers. I'll be referring to the colors that I use with numbers, but they are referring to this particular brand. So please feel free to use whatever brand that you've got in your stash you prefer use, because it's just the colors, just the fact that I'd be using Ink Lily. You can use, it's the same for any brush nib type pens. You can still craft along. So the colors I'm going to be using, I said we're going to be coloring, if I bring this back in, we're going to be coloring this flower here, and I do have an SOS going out that I only know the names of these 2 flowers, you know, the rose and the lily. The rest of it, please let me know down below in the comments so that I can know what the flowers are called. So if I just close down again, let me go back to the colors that we're going to be using for the flower. 36 as my light yellow and 23 as my orange. Now what we're going to be doing in this one, we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be doing a combination of using the chisel edge as well as the brush nib end. So for the number 36, I'm going to be using, so this lighter one, if I bring it into the picture, maybe leave it here. So for the 36, I'm going to be using the chisel edge, and the 23, I'm just going to use the brush nib end. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off in this area by going in with, let's see what's the best way. Yeah, let's do it this way to begin with. We're going to be putting down a little bit of the 36, the light color. The reason why I'm sort of pausing which way should we do it, because I'm thinking about how I want to blend the 2 colors together using the brush nib and the chisel. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is just to use, not sort of to do this sort of big spread, but just to do some little movements like this. So I've got it flat like so down, and I'm just doing, yeah, I'm almost using the edge as well. You see, I'm not worrying about it. I'm just adding, so it's like that, almost cartoony like, maybe like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, I'm going to use my 23, and I'm going to go over the little bits in here So I'm just going round. I'm not even worrying about what is covering, what's overlapping. I'm not worrying about that at this stage. I'm just going to go all the way around the middle, like so. I'm going to get the chisel, and this one's the 36, and I'm going to go around each one of these edges like this, just using the if I show you the shape of the chisel like this, I'm actually using the top bit here, and I'm going round to the edges, just where the 23 ends. I'm taking the 36 and I'm going round each bit like so. Just to soften it a bit. I'm not expecting it to look very much, like blended in. I'm expecting it to look as it is there now. I'm going to now do it the other way. I'm going to actually use the 23 to pick up some of the light colour. So when we do that, we've got to be really careful. So I suggest always picking the same side all the time so that you can rub it out later. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the 23 and we're going to pick up some of the 36, and I am going to be using this bit here because it's the flatter part of it, and I'm just going to go to the edging of each one like so. I'm going to pick up a bit more. You see, I'm just filling in those gaps. Okay, I'm just going to clean my, you can see, got to be very careful, got to always stop and clean it out. You see it's picked up some of that orange, so we're going to go back in again, because you don't want to leave it in there, otherwise the colour will go all the way up your barrel. So I am pressing quite hard because I really want to get that colour. And it's just a different way of doing it. I know usually it's the other way, but I really want to get a different feel to it. Okay, so now again straight away I'm going to make sure that I've cleaned it up. As you can see, it's very important because of the, there we go. So now I'm going to stay with my chisel edge, and I'm going to bring these two parts together. So again, I'm going to use the same part here. Just remind you, this is how the chisel edge is looking. I'm going to be using this part here. So again, if you've been watching the other ones, what we did is we do this sort of rocking motion. So what we're going to be doing is joining those two parts together with the 36. See, I'm doing a combination of flicking and pulling the two together. Going all the way around. And you can see I'm almost sort of doing a round circle, flicking. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little swap. I'm going to change this round now. I'm going to use not the chisel edge of the 36. Ooh, I think I've just marked my clothes with it. Never mind. So now, as I said, I'm going to swap it round. So I'm using the normal brush nib end of the pen, the 36, and for the 23 I'm going to do the same. Okay, I'm still going to continue using the brush nib end of the pen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in with the 36, the lighter colour, and we're going to go around all of it like so. Just colour it in. Again, at this stage I'm not going to worry about what is behind and what is in front. We're just going to go all the way around, just putting in that base. You see, I'm just quickly marking those areas because we're going to go over them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a combination now of the picking up, but this time nib to nib. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to be looking at, let's look at this area here. And we can see that what we're looking for is shading of a shadow, if you like. Rather than looking at where the direction of the light is, we're starting to look at where another petal is casting a shadow over another. So I'm going into here and I'm noticing that if I swap over to my 23, I can notice that there is this one here seems to be behind these two petals. So I'm just going to go up with my 23 from that little bit here. I'm just going to give a little bit down on it like so. Now remember not to press down too hard. If you're not sure of your pressure, just keep doing this little motion and then work your way around. I'm stopping there. I'm picking up my 36 and I'm just dabbing that part in. I'm going to do some picking up of the colour. I'm picking up 23 with my 36 and I'm just bringing it in like so. Okay, we're not going to do the edging just yet. We're just going to focus on doing the inside here. I've just swapped to the 23 and I'm going to do the same. I can see that this petal, so all these petals really are behind here. It's the ones that are behind this level of petals that we really need to have a really good look at how it fits into the picture. So just assume that each one of these that's directly under will have a shadow on this side. So this is why I feel that we should start there, because it's pretty straightforward. I've just changed around to my 23 and I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking at these two and I'm seeing that in the middle here, these two petals here will create the shadow. Just swap around to my 36 and on the edging just going to give a little rub to spot it. I missed a spot there, so just going in. Gonna do it again. I'm gonna swap around with the 23, just going around this edge. And I'm just having a look at the same time at this one. So let me just go in here. And I'm already starting to think, where does it sit? I'm seeing that it's behind this one and it may even be possibly underneath that one as well. just swapping over to my 23, and I am going to be looking at starting in this corner first, changing over to my 36 and just calm it down a little bit and smoothing out the edge of it, the colour. And remember, when you're doing that, always go to, if I go here just to show you, every time that we're doing this and we're smoothing out the edging, is that we're going to the tip of where the darker colour is that we want to bring into the light, and we're pulling it like so, actually dragging and stretching out that colour so that it joins. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. Swapping back round to my 23, and I'm looking at this area here, just going around. I'm going to soften it with my 36 by just dabbing over the top with it, like so. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with my 23. I'm not worried about that being that dark. Why? Because it's right at the back. You think all of these petals are on top of it, so it will seem much more darker than the rest. So I'm going to go now in with my 23. I'm looking at this area here. I can see clearly that it is underneath, so I'm just going to do a few little flicks. And around here, I'm going to pick up my 36 and just soften it. At the moment it is looking quite rustic, but we are going to go over it. So I've got 23, the dark areas. Because this one, I thought for this flower will work in terms of layers. So 36, soften the edges. So we're going to go over the top of each bit again. So 23, and I'm just going to work my way around like so. You see, I'm starting actually to go in a bit darker, and I'm going a bit further on rather than just one petal at a time now, because you can do that. You don't need to do one petal at a time. I've just swapped around to my 23 to do the darker bits. I'm just going to go around here and here, changing around to my 36. I'm just rubbing gently the sides here, just on the edges. Do the same round here. I'm just changing around to my 23 again. I'm looking as I'm going along, so I'm looking at this bit is under, we've said this, but also I'm seeing that this looks like, oops, never mind, looks like it's covering this one. And why I say never mind is because we're just going to go over it like so. There you go. And I'm going to change around now to my 36 and go around the edging. And I'm going to change around to 23. And come around like this, just going around the edging. I'm going to swap to the 36. Like this. I'm just topping it up a little bit. And now we're going to do our pickup with the 36 being the paintbrush, if you like, that we're going to lay down the colour. And we're going to be doing a lot of picking up of the colour from the 23. And we're going to be now thinking about the dome effect. I know that we didn't do that for this one. That was just just a different technique, but you can see it still semi gives you that look. Oops, if I bring that down, semi gives you that same look as having that dome in the middle, because we brought the colour all the way up as much as possible to the middle and leaving this white area, this area quite light, and then we went over it again with the dark pen, and also to get that middle bit really stepping up, because we didn't go over it again with the lighter colour, we just left it as so. So this one is different in terms of we're going back to what we were doing before in terms of picking up the colour with our 36, picking up some 23, and we're going to now start bringing these areas in. I'm actually going to go over where we put the this colour, this layer around. I'm going over it and bringing it in. So you can see each time I am picking up with my 36, the 24, and I'm working my way around. I'm looking for a look that's kind of I don't know, sort of I'm going to say dreamy, but I don't mean sort of soft and tender maybe. Keep going around. You can see I'm picking it up, and now what I'm going to do, rather than rub it out, I'm actually going to do that in the picture by bringing it down like this from the edge. So I'm going to the edge of where the 23, dark 23 finished, and I'm using that as an opportunity to take off some of the 23 off my 36 nib. So I'm going to go back in again now with the same 36. I'm picking up some 23, and I'm now starting to look around the outside. So I'm going to start from here. You can see that that is behind this one. We're going to, you can see there's a little bit of the red there, which is fine. So we don't need to worry about this part being dark because it is over the top. All I'm doing now is going around and making these parts, these petals, look as if they're folding outwards. So again, I'm just going around and I'm making it very gentle. I don't want it to be too harsh. So I'm just using the tiniest amount. I'm not worrying about blending. I'm just doing it like this. The side of the nib, I'm not going it like this. Picking up and I'm brushing it in just a little, like so. I'm going to keep going around. Remember, please feel free to turn your picture around. I'm just trying as much as possible to not swing my one around too much. And just finishing off these bits. Okay, I'm just going to have a look. I'm going to just clean off my pen straight away because the colors are so different. You don't want to leave it. I'm just turning, I'll do it like this so you can see. I'm just turning it around just to make sure that it's off all sides. I'm going to do the same, just to make sure that the colors are all off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just have a quick look at it, see if there's any areas. So like here we can start to now look at where we feel we need to make it slightly darker. And we will be going straight in with the 23 in spaces like this, and just doing a dot like so. I'm just going to go over any places like this. Just going to do a dot. Have a little like just a dash of colour, pinch of colour if you like. Just in those areas like there. I've got these two over this one, so I just want to make sure to exaggerate like here where it is darker. You can see I'm actually doing it the other way, but feel free to do it by putting your pen, your nib in here and moving it out. And doing it here again. You see I'm looking for these two places here where the two petals are actually covering the others. Okay, so I'm going to do the same here now. I'm going to use the same, just the 23, and I'm going to gently bring up this now. Just bringing it up, and I'm looking for places like this where I feel that that one's over. I'm going to put this one behind, so I'm just going to bring that up. So I'm starting now to make them look like they're overlapping. Like this one we didn't, we just went through and created the picture, the colouring of that flower. For this one, what we're doing now is we are creating that overlap. So I'm doing it so that this one is over, and let's see, I'm going to put this one over that one, so therefore it's casting the shadow here. Where else? Let's go here. We don't have to go to every single one. We can just go to a few, and even consider just doing it from the top like so as well. Doesn't always have to be down the bottom. It can go all the way down, or it can be just part of that. So I'm doing the same around here. Just taking a little look. Like so. To finish off, I will be taking my 36 and then just softening off those edges. Do sort of dab it a bit like this if you need to, and you can go in and pick up use your 36 to pick up your 23, just to bring it closer to blending in with each other. So you can see you can go on for quite a while. You're probably noticing with each one of these flowers, spending a lot of time getting that look. Bring this up a bit. Okay, I'm going to leave that like that. Just in the middle, we're simply going to take the 23 and just colour it in, like so. Okay, so this is the end of this one. This is part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, part 5, to count the flowers, and I knew how many we've done so far. Remember that you don't need to do it in this particular order. Wherever you pick up this project, it's fine. You can just look down in the link below and you'll get a link to the other flowers, the other sort of mini little projects, that videos that we're doing with this. Remember to join the Crafting Wellbeing Facebook group to get a printout of this, and that there's a little video that go along with this where you can see what you need in order to take part. And with that, we're going to pause, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye. Thank you for crafting along with me. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You are welcome to join Crafting Wellbeing community on Facebook. The link is down below. Goodbye and see you soon.